Alrighty, hi everybody. So I meant to make this video in about 4 weeks. I was going to make a fun video of my scheduled C-section that I was planning on having on April 25th. But on March 31st, my water broke at about 7:30 in the morning, and I ended up having to drive myself to the hospital about 30 minutes away because nobody else was home. My water actually started breaking at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't really sure what was going on because it was a little bit, and my boyfriend was leaving for work at the time, and I let him leave, which I highly regret because he drove about an hour and a half away from where we live. And at about 7:30, so he had already just gotten to work, I called him and I said, "Oh, I think my water's breaking, but don't leave because I'm not 100% sure." And I drove, so after I got off the phone with him, I was sure my water broke because it was a lot by then, and it was about 7:30 in the morning. So I called my mom, who works at the hospital where I was going to deliver at, and I told her that my water had broke and I needed to drive myself, and she was going to drive back and pick me up, and that would have taken twice as long. I would have had to wait for her to get there and then taken off from the house. So I decided to drive myself, which was an alright decision. I started having pretty bad contractions in the car, actually, because my water broke, and then I decided to just leave, and I didn't think, oh, my contractions are going to get a lot worse. They were about 5 minutes apart when I was in the car. And so I got to the hospital, I want to say at about 8:15, and they hadn't even checked me yet, and they told me, "You're going to have this baby. Your boyfriend's not going to have time to be here." So I was getting really upset. And they checked me, and even though I was having really close contractions, my cervix hadn't dilated, so I was okay. They weren't gonna have to do the C-section right then. Even though when I got there, I felt so bad. They kicked some poor lady out of the operating room and told her she was gonna have to wait to have her baby, which probably really sucked for her because I didn't even go in right away. They waited to deliver me until almost 11 o'clock. So my boyfriend got there about 25 minutes before the baby was born. I'm going to insert 2 pictures right here where you can see, because I didn't video it, I was feeling horrible. I took 1 picture of myself and 1 picture of my boyfriend right before the surgery, and then after the pictures I'll insert the 2 videos that I have of my son's birth, which is quite rare to get to video in an operating room. Fortunately, because I didn't ask, and because this was not a planned C-section, we hadn't gone over what all the rules were, and they allowed 2 people into the room for my C-section, and one of the 2 people was able to capture some pretty good video. I've had 2 other previous C-sections, and I was not allowed to even bring a camera into the delivery room, let alone a video camera. So talk about stolen memories from the first 2 births. This birth was much different because I had people there that were able to get me some sneaky video, which I don't think is wrong at all. This is my birth. I'm the one that should have ran the show, and I'm very grateful for this video. So you're going to see it's a pretty awesome video of my son being born. He was tiny. He was born 4 weeks premature. So at 35 and 6, he was born. He was, 5 pounds 1 ounce, 17 inches long, and just really precious. So I'll show you him real quick. He's over here sleeping. Well, he's kind of waking up now. There he is, my little precious boy. And you guys are going to get to see him when he was born right now. Alrighty. We're still seeing. You gotta go.
That's our new leg for time to stop.
above this
along the
yeah.
top of this.
Right along the top
Yeah, I
of
got
the
it.
plant?
I got it, Andrew. Did this because I can. There you go. Okay. I was just. That's okay. I was just. I was protecting his. I was protecting his jewels.
Thank you.
Yeah, down there.
Well, I was
Okay.
watching out for it. I didn't want to cut that off.
So what we're gonna do too is.
Withdraw that back, yeah.
That sounds a little better. What we usually do is we're gonna maybe we can pulse ox him. If his pulse ox is okay, then he can do a little bit of time with mom, and then he'll come to the nursery. In the nursery, he'll be put on monitors, and then we'll keep on checking his oxygen.
Okay.
If she can feed, breast milk, that's great. If
Okay.
not, we'll start. We can use a little bit of formula for him, and make sure that his sugar's okay. That's one thing we worry about. And before he can go home, he has to start gaining weight, feeding well, keep his temperature up, pass a car seat study, make sure that he's safe in a car seat.
Okay.
And that really is average about minimum 7 days. Yeah, it just really is up to him. Okay.
So I would do probably 2 and 1 off. 2 off and 1 off.
I agree. Yeah. There you go. Hunter, right?
Hunter.
And
Nice.
he has 10 fingers and 10 toes.
He does have 10 fingers, 10 toes. He doesn't have a lot of. See how that's pretty smooth right there? It's lovely, except that shows that he's a little more premature. That's all. But we know that already.
And he does have 8 fingers and 2 thumbs.
And his hips are a little bit more flexed. That's because he was breech. They'll go away too. And so now we just have to see what his he's working just a little bit harder than some babies to breathe. Okay, I can just hear I can hear a little bit of grunting. So let's see what that is. We're 5 minutes, and I might suction him out just because I think actually
Fluid
part
in
of
the
it-
lungs.
Yeah, sometimes it's just important. We've suctioned a bunch, but can't get to it. So. Okay. It's going to come up. Sounds like it's going to come up. So, you want to go, just like the back of the throat?